Hi there, Susan McGarry here, and I am going to show you how to make this super duper easy face mask with only a couple of items and only 2 seams. It has a piece in there to wrap around your nose. It also has an opening so that you can insert a filter if you want. In my case, I use part of my Auric vacuum bag. So I just cut a piece off that fits inside of there. And then I actually stitch along the bottom because the layers are separated. But I just try and keep that seam very low so it doesn't, create holes in the filter. But you certainly don't have to use a filter. You can just use the mask as is. And I'll show you how I made it. Okay, I start by cutting a piece of cotton fabric that is 8 inches by 15 inches. And I cut 2 pieces of elastic that are 9 inches long, and I have 1 twist tie. I'm going to start by ironing my fabric just lightly, get some of the folds and creases out of it. And then I want to flip it over and fold down that little 8-inch, the short edge, about a 1/2 inch. So I just put a little steam on that. Then I want to flip it over to the other 8-inch side and again fold it down about a 1/2 inch and press that in place. Now I want to fold down one of those edges another 1/2 inch. So it's been folded twice at one end. Bring up the other end to meet that top piece and press that. So now you've got a little opening there in the top. You see that? Now come down about 1.5 inches and fold that up to meet that little opening. So it's about a 1/2 inch pleat. Go down another inch and do another 1/2 inch pleat. What you don't want is these pleats to overlap each other. So they're all independent of each other. You don't want too much bulk in one spot. So that's why I move this one down just a little bit. There we go. So that the top of that fold starts at the bottom of the previous fold. So now I have 3 pleats in it, and I haven't measured anything. I don't need to be exact. And I'm going to fold this over again about a 1/2 inch and press it down. I don't need to spend a lot of time pressing it. Bring it back together. It's, it wants to open up a little bit, but that's okay. And give it a little steam. Set that fold. All right, so it's ready to go to the sewing machine. And here we are, and I want you to notice this is the back. This is where that opening is. That little opening that we created at the top. And the folds in the front are all going down. We don't want them to go up. Now I'm going to take my elastic, and with that end folded, that little 1/2 inch, end that we folded down, put the elastic in there with it. I'm not using any pins or anything. I don't need to be precise. And I start sewing on the elastic to hold it in place and then back it up a little bit, set my stitch, and then stitch down that edge. And before I get to the end, take my elastic. I don't want it twisted, so I made sure my elastic is straight. And stitch over that and back stitch. Now if you don't want to lift your presser foot or cut this, you can actually sew along the bottom of the mask, but I lifted it up. See, there's the opening. Still the opening is in that top of the mask. I'm going to fold in this piece, and it's important on this side to start at the bottom. And I'll show you why when we get to the top. So again, set my stitch, hold that elastic in place, keep the pleats together. And when you get to the top, remember to slip that elastic in. set that elastic and stop, back up just a little bit and stop about 1/4 of an inch before the end of the fabric. Now I'm going to slip in that twist tie into that little 1/2 inch pocket we made, remember, in the top, and push it right up against the edge of that fold in the very top. Can you see that? Now I'm going to stitch about 1/4 of an inch away from that fold to set that twist tie in place. And set my back stitch and trim it. Now I'm going to trim off all my little threads, and now it's done. And what you see is, the twist tie is set in there in that little fold in the top. The pleats are all set, and if you want to insert your filter, there's the opening. Let's see. Oh, I'm setting my twist tie in the middle. All the pleats are going down. And there is the finished mask. And there it is with all the pleats open. It was super easy. You can do it. Thanks for watching.